Hello friends, welcome to the solution video of mock test 7. So in this video, I'm going to discuss 25 questions which was asked based on digital electronics. So here you have to enter valid email address. This one will let me for giveaway contest. If you're visiting first time to my channel, make sure you're going to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get instant notification whenever I upload a new video. Moving on to first question, what they are given is sign extension is not possible in the case of sign magnitude representation, 1's complement form and 2's complement form. We know that sign extension is not possible in the case of sign magnitude representation. So in the case of sign magnitude representation, let me consider my data to be 1100. MSB bit is the one which is going to hold the sign of a number. Rest all the bits is going to hold the magnitude of a number. 1 means it is a negative number. 100 means in 8421 code the value is 4. Let me go for sign extension. At that time my data will be 1100. So 1 means it is a negative number, 1100 means it is 12. So minus 4 is not equals to minus 12. So sign extension is not possible in the case of signed magnitude representation. In the case of 1's complement form and 2's complement form, you can go with sign magnitude representation. So the corresponding option that's going to follow is option A is correct. Moving on to second question, 58 in decimal is equivalent to dash in hexadecimal and dash in BCD number system. So 58 in decimal, if I want an equivalent in hexadecimal, so what I have to do is, I have to go with a factor method. It is 16 3's are 48, remainder is 10. Nothing but it is A in hexadecimal, so it is 3A. So in the case of BCD, the valid BCD numbers are 0 to 9, 5, how I am going to write is 0101, 8 is 1000. So the corresponding option that's going to follow is option B is correct. The conversions are very important, you have to go through it. Moving on to third question, what they have given is, we have to calculate the prime implicants and essential prime implicants for the given SOP. So how many prime implicants are there and how many essential prime implicants are there, you have to tell. So it's a 4 variable K-map. So let me go for a cell which is of 16-bit wide, so ranging from 0 to 15. So on the left side, I'm going to make use of a variables A, B, and on the right side, I'm going to plot a variables C, D. So it is varying from 00, 01, 11, 10. Since you are going to make use of gray code, it is a single bit change. Each and every adjacent cell differ by a single bit. So they have given SOP expression, that is summation M of 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So to tell how many prime implicants are there and how many essential prime implicants are there. Since I can go for corner grouping. So this is one nibble. So what is the equivalent value means on the row wise, which element is not changing, B bar is not changing, and on the column side D variable is not changing, that is D bar. And I can group this one as a pair. So what is the equivalent value? It is A bar into B bar into C bar plus I can make this one as a pair. So the equivalent value is A, C bar, D bar, and I can group this one also as a pair. So what is the corresponding expression? It is A bar, C, D bar plus what is the corresponding expression? It is A, B bar and C. So this is prime implicants expression. So next is I have to find essential prime implicants, that group which is not covered more than once. So this grouping is an essential prime implicants, this grouping is an essential prime implicants, this grouping is an essential prime implicants, this grouping is an essential prime implicants. So there are 4 essential prime implicants and 5 prime implicants are there. Even though you have done maximum grouping, that grouping is becoming redundant if I am talking about essential prime implicants. So number of prime implicants are 5 in number and number of essential prime implicants are 4 in number. So the corresponding option that's going to follow is option B is correct. Moving on to the next question, what they are given is, how many 2 input NAND gates are required to realize carry expression of full adder? Now what is the carry expression of full adder? Let me consider A, B, C are my inputs. So the carry expression is AB plus B times of carry input plus A times of carry input. So how we are going to realize with the help of NAND gates? So with the help of NAND gates, that too you are going to make use of only 2 input NAND gates. So first pair will be AB and it is B carry input, and next set of NAND gates you are going to give an input as A and carry input. Since you are going to make use of only 2 input NAND gate, what I am going to do is I am going to connect this one to a 2 input NAND gate and then I am going to complement it. Next, further what I am going to do is this data I am going to feed it to one more NAND gate. So this is the expression what you will be getting. So here you will be getting AB plus B times of carry input plus A times of carry input. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is 6. Nothing but option C is going to follow. How many NAND gates you have used? You have used 6 NAND gates. You have used 6 NAND gates. You should note the truth table and logic expression for a NAND gate. So for a NAND gate, here the output will be AB the whole bar. Here it is B times of carry input the whole bar. Here it is A times of carry input the whole bar. So here what you will be getting is AB the whole bar into B carry input the bar, the whole bar. So here what you will be getting is AB the whole bar into B carry input the whole bar and bar. So this one you can easily cancel. So here what you will be getting is AB the whole bar into B carry input the whole bar into A carry input the whole bar. So with the help of De Morgan's law, we know that x into y the whole bar, which is equals to x bar plus y bar. Also it is applicable for n variables also. So what you will be getting is AB double bar plus B carry input double bar plus A carry input double bar. So what you will be getting is AB plus BC plus AC. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option C is correct. Fifth question what they are given is dual slope A to D converter is the most preferred A to D conversion technique employed in most digital multimeter. So this statement is a true statement. What the reason they are telling is dual slope A to D converter provides high accuracy and also suppresses the hum effect on the input signal. Even this statement is also a true statement. So assertion is also correct, reason is also correct, and reason is also giving the proper explanation for assertion. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option A is correct. Moving on to sixth question, what they are telling is following out the steps in A to D conversion of the signal, you have to arrange from left to right. So the first thing what you're going to do is you're going to remove the higher frequency components, nothing but you're going to perform filtering, and then you're going to take a samples. You can go for Nyquist sampling, oversampling and undersampling, but if you're going for undersampling, aliasing will occur, and if you're going for Nyquist sampling, it is nothing but verge of the aliasing. So always you're going to make use of oversampling techniques. So next step is sampling, followed by you're going to make use of a quantization, followed by encoding. So the corresponding option that's going to follow is option B is correct. Seventh question, the Boolean expression A bar B plus A B bar C plus A B C bar the whole bar, A plus B plus C bar the whole bar. So it simplifies to they are asking. We know that this expression is A bar B plus A B bar C plus I can make use of De Morgan's law. What I will be getting is A bar B bar C. So here what I am going to take is I am going to take B bar C as common. So I will be getting A plus A bar. So this A bar B will be as it is. What is A plus A bar? A plus A bar will be 1. A plus A bar will be 1. So the equivalent expression will be A bar B plus B bar C. Nothing but option D is going to follow. Moving on to 8th question, what they are telling is number of NAND gates required to realize A B bar C. So how many NAND gates are required they are asking. We know that how you are going to solve this expression. So let me consider A input, B bar input and C input. So what I am going to do is first step I will be taking a uncomplement form. So it is B over here. So next step what I am going to do is I am going to make use of 2 input NAND gate. So here what I will be getting is A B whole bar. Next, followed by I'm going to make use of one more NAND gate, and C input, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed over here. So I'll be getting A B bar C, A B bar C. How many NAND gates you have used? You have used 5 NAND gates. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option C is correct. Ninth question, for the given SOP expression f of ABC, which is equals to summation m of 1 to 5 6 7, calculate the number of prime implicants, essential prime implicants, and minimal expression they are asking. So you are making use of 3 variable K map. So let me make use of 3 variable K map. The cells will be ranging from 0 to 7, and my inputs are A, B, and C. So it is 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. So what is the SOP expression they have given? 1 2 5 6 7. So let me go for a grouping. So in order to find the prime implicants, you have to group all possible nibbles or all possible maximum grouping. So I can make use of an octet, I can make use of an even nibble also. So I have to go for a pair. So this is one prime implicant, this is another prime implicant, this is the third prime implicant, and this is fourth prime implicant. So how many prime implicants are there? There are 4 prime implicants. So what is the value? It is B bar C plus what is this value? It is A times of C plus what is this value? It is A times of B plus what is this value? It is B times of C bar. If I want to find essential prime implicants, that group which has covered only once, that is essential prime implicants. So how many essential prime implicants are there? There are 2 essential prime implicants. So there are 2 essential prime implicants, that is B bar C plus BC bar. Now if I am talking about minimal expression or minimized expression, so this is one compulsory grouping I have to make, that is B bar C, and this is another grouping I have to compulsory make, that is BC bar plus. So either I can go for this grouping or this grouping. If I am going for this grouping, the corresponding value will be AC, or if I am going for this grouping, the corresponding value will be AB. So how many minimal expressions are possible? You can go for 2 minimal expressions. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option D is correct. Among the following, determine which code is self-complement code and which code is not a self-complement code. Now if I am talking about a self-complement code, if you are going to add the weights, it should be equals to 9. XS3 is an exception, XS3 is also a self-complement code. So 8421, if you are adding, you will be getting 15, and gray code is also not a self-complement code. So statement A can't be. And statement 2, you are having 8421 and 5421. Because of this, it is not a self-complement code. 2421 9, 84 minus 2 minus 1 9. XS3 is also a self-complement code. So the corresponding option is option C. Binary code is not a self-complement code. BCD is not a self-complement code. So option D also can't be. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option C is correct. Moving on to 11th question, what they have given is minimum number of 2:1 multiplexer required to implement 9:1 multiplexer they are telling. So how many inputs are there? You are having 9 inputs ranging from I0 to I9. So what is the multiplexer you are using? You are making use of 2:1 multiplexer. You are going to make use of 2:1 multiplexer. So this data will be I7 and this one will be I6. So this data is I8 because I am starting from I0. So the output of this one is given to a next set of multiplexer. The output of this one will be given to a next set of multiplexer. And the output of this one is given to a next set of multiplexer. And the output of this is given to a multiplexer, and another input will be I8. Now why I have connected like this? If I am going for 8421 coding, 0 means it is 0000, 7 means it is 0111, 8 means it is 1000. Only a MSB bit, nothing but I8 is changing. So I8 I have connected at last. If MSB bit equals to 1, take the value that is I8. If MSB bit equals to 0, take this value, take this set of values. So this is why. So the minimum number of 2:1 multiplexers required to implement 9:1 multiplexer is 8. Nothing but option A is going to follow. Moving on to 12th question, you have to remember the characteristic equation of SR latch. SR latch characteristic equation is S plus R bar Q. If you don't know how to calculate the characteristic equation, I am going to put up a link in the description. Also, you can click on I button. Now, if I am talking about JK, it is JQ bar plus K bar Q. If I am talking about D, it is a D only. If I am talking about T flip flop, it is T XOR with Q. So, this is very, very important. So, the corresponding option that's going to follow is option A is correct. Moving on to the next question, what they are telling is, what is the complement of Borel expression of full subtractor? So, in order to solve this problem, you should know what is the Borel expression in the case of full subtractor. Next, you have to take dual of a function. Later, you have to take the complement of a function. Nothing but you have to complement each literal. So, what is the borrowed expression means? So, in order to relate Borel expression with carry output expression of full adder, so what is the carry output expression? It is AB plus B times of carry input plus A times of carry input. So this one I am going to relate with respect to borrowed expression of a full subtractor. So wherever I am having A, replace with A bar. Wherever I am having A, replace with A bar. So I will be getting this expression. Next, wherever you are having carry input, replace with borrow input. Wherever you are having carry input, replace with borrow input. Next, what you have to take is, you have to take dual of a function. What do you mean by dual of a function means? Wherever you are having AND gate, replace with an OR gate. Wherever you are having an OR gate, replace with an AND gate. So, what you will be getting is A bar plus B into B plus B into A bar plus B in. Next, what you have to take is, you have to complement each literal. You have to complement each literal. So, wherever you are having A bar, replace it as A, and wherever you are having B, replace with B bar. Nothing but you have to take a complement of a function. So, what you will be getting is B bar plus B in bar into A plus B in bar. So, the corresponding option that is going to follow is option B is correct. What is the conversion time of flash type A to D converter? We know that flash type A to D converter is the fastest one and the conversion time is 1 T clock. So none of the option is going to follow, nothing but option D is correct. So in the case of successive approximation register, it is n times of T clock. In the case of PLA, this question I have asked n number of times. In the case of PLA, AND gate is programmable and OR gate is also programmable. In the case of PROM, OR gate is programmable, AND gate is fixed. In the case of PAL, AND gate is programmable, OR gate is not programmable. Whereas in the case of PLA, both AND gate as well as OR gate is programmable. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option D is correct. Next question, assertion and reasoning. In assertion, they are telling SRAM is faster when compared to DRAM. Even this statement is also true statement. But what is the reason they are telling is power dissipation of SRAM is more when compared to power dissipation in the case of DRAM. This statement is also a true case. Most of the persons what they will be thinking is, if power dissipation is more, nothing but the circuit is operating at a faster rate. That statement will not be true in each and every case. So in the case of SRAM, you will be having 6 transistors, but the DRAM consists of only 1 transistor and 1 capacitor. In the case of DRAM, since there is a leakage across the capacitor, you require continuous refreshing. And in the case of SRAM, it is faster because of two-way charging and two-way discharging. So it is faster. So reason is correct and also assertion is also correct, but reason is not giving the proper explanation for assertion. So I have to go for option B. How many transistors are required to realize 2-input XOR gate? In the case of CMOS logic family, assume all literals are available. Let me consider XOR gate. For this XOR gate, if my inputs are AB, then A bar and B bar is also available. So when my inputs A bar and B bar is also available, at that time, how I am going to implement XOR gate in the case of CMOS logic family means, we know that output by default itself is complement in nature. So I am going to realize A bar B bar plus AB. Anyway, I am going to realize XNOR gate, thereby I will be getting XOR gate. So how I am going to connect means, so here I am going to tap the output. The power supply rails are VDD and ground. Now the transistors, how I have to connect means it should be in series because the inputs are A and B. The inputs are A and B. Plus means parallel, and another set of inputs are A bar and B bar. A bar and B bar. So in the pull down network I am making use of 4 transistors. Wherever I have connected in series, replace in parallel. Wherever I have connected in parallel, replace in series in the case of pull up network. So my inputs are A and B. My inputs are A and B. Next set of inputs are A bar and B bar. Next set of inputs are A bar and B bar. So what is the output you will be getting over here? It is AB plus A bar B bar. By default it will be whole bar, nothing but you are going to take XNOR the complement, that will be XOR gate. So how many transistors you have used? You have made use of an 8 transistor. This is an optimized technique. Many students, what they will be thinking is they are going to realize XOR. XOR means they will be giving A B bar and A bar B. At that time what they will be getting is XOR complement they are getting. At last what they will be doing is they are going to connect one more inverter. They are going to connect one more inverter. If you are going with this technique, you are going to make use of 10 transistors, which is not an optimized one. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option C is correct. The minimum number of 2 input NOR gates required to realize the expression A plus A bar B. We know that A plus A bar B, which is equals to A plus B itself. So how many 2 input NOR gates are required means, if my inputs are A and B, if I am connecting to a NOR gate, what is the output I will be getting? A plus B the whole bar. But what I need is A plus B. So I am going to connect a inverter, nothing but shorted input of an NOR gate. So what I will be getting is A plus B the whole bar the complement, which is equals to A plus B. How many NOR gates you have used? You have made use of an 2 input NOR gate. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option B is correct. Without any additional circuits, a 2 power n is to 1 multiplexer can be used to obtain up to n variable functions, sum of n plus 1 variables also. So option B is correct. When I discuss the topic multiplexer, I have concentrated more on this area because if you are preparing for GATE exams or engineering service examination, this kind of questions they will be asking. If you want to know further in detail, I am going to put up a link in the description. Also, you can click on I button. Now, if you are making use of additional circuit, you can realize up to n plus 1 variables and sum of n plus 2 variable functions also. So these things you should know. 21st question, number of comparators required to build an n-bit flash type A to D converter is 2 power n minus 1. Say suppose you are going to make use of 8-bit flash type A to D, at that time you are in need of 255. You are going to realize 10-bit, at the time you are in need of 1023. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option A is correct. This question they have asked n number of times even in UGC NET exams as well as engineering service examinations also. Identify the incorrect statement. The first statement what they are telling is ECL, nothing but emitter coupled logic, has the least propagation delay because it is the fastest logic. This statement is a true statement, but they are asking for an incorrect statement. In the case of CMOS logic family, static power dissipation is approximately equals to 0. This statement is also a true statement. BJT will be having more package density when compared to CMOS. This statement is a false statement. BJT will be having less package density because area occupancy in the case of BJT is more when compared to CMOS. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option C is correct. To check the equality of 2 inputs, which logic gate is used? We are going to make use of XNOR gate. For inequality, we are going to make use of XOR gate. Identify the incorrect statements. First statement what they are given is AND gate follows associative law. This statement is a true statement. Since they are asking for an incorrect statement, statement A can't be. NAND gate follows associative law. This statement is a false statement because NAND gate will not follow associative law. Even NOR gate is also not follow associative law. NAND gate follows commutative law. This statement is a true one. In digital circuits, when power saving is the major criteria, we prefer gray code when compared to binary code. this statement is a true statement. Since they are asking for an incorrect statement, statement D can't be, and even statement C also can't be, because NAND gate follows commutative law. Now, why NOR gate is not going to follow associative law, let us discuss. So NOR gate expression means A plus B the whole bar, which is equals to B plus A the whole bar. This is commutative law. So if I am talking about associative law in the case of addition, it is A plus B whole bar plus C the whole bar. So on the right side, what I will be getting is A plus of B plus C the whole bar the whole bar. So these two statements are not equal. So the corresponding option that is going to follow is option B is correct. Nothing but NOR gate is not going to follow associative law. NOR gate is going to follow commutative law. NAND gate is also going to follow commutative law. So these things you should know. Number of flip-flops required to count from 0 to 1024. So most of the persons will be opting for A. But option A is an incorrect option, because you have to count from 0 to 1024. How many counts you are making? You are going to make a count of 1025. So totally you are going to count 1025. So in order to count 1025, you are in need of 11 flip-flops. You are in need of 11 flip-flops. If I am telling a count from 0 to 1023, at that time 10 is correct. If I am telling total counts of 1024, at that time also 10 is correct. But if I am telling counts from 0 to 1024, it is 11 flip-flops you are in need. Nothing but option B is going to follow. So this is the mark distribution what I got. So from Craving and team, I would like to congratulate Sanju Jakkar, Nikita Mrunal and Faridi for topping in the mock test. So the topper has scored 36 out of 50 marks. Keep taking the mock test such that it will build your confidence within you. If you like the solution video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to my channel Craving Gyan. All the best for exams. Thank you.